Good morning, everyone. My respect to all the officials in attendance, as well as the training team and the participants to this week-long seminar workshop on web development at Arena 7. Last Sunday morning, I was informed by Sir Fernando Inad that starting today until Friday, you will have this seminar workshop. And he invited me to join you physically to give the welcome remarks and a message. I told him that I cannot do it for two reasons. First is because today is still my eighth day of quarantine after arriving Bohol from Cebu last week. And second, every Monday is our regular weekly meeting of Oplan BB task forces and section heads. So my apology if I cannot join you. That's why I decided to have this pre-recorded. At least I can be with you uh, even in virtual mode to welcome and to inspire you and at least to guide you in accomplishing your task within this prescribed period. Well, I asked also Sir Nidal some details because honestly, this is I just learned from him that you're having this seminar workshop. But on the other hand, I am happy because that only proves that the people or the teams are working without constant instructions or prodding. Because to tell you honestly, that is my type of leadership. I want to lead people who are happily working and doing some innovations and initiative because that is a way of saying that people can deliver. People knows how to do things even if there is no specific instruction. Because in that way, we can create leaders, not just mere followers. And so, Sarina told me that this seminar workshop is in compliance to Administrative Order 38 series of 2013, requiring all government agencies to follow the government web templates for their websites. Yes, Tipid Bohol has already a website, but perhaps it is not yet in compliant to or compliant to the government web templates. So it's very clear that for 1 week, your topic of discussions and interactions and workshop is how to set up the website using the Department of Information and Communication Technology prescribe or prescriptions and to make this available online. In our case, perhaps since we have already our website, the main output that we are expecting is for you to renovate, enhance, or improve our division website. Again, to comply with the government standards. Otherwise, we cannot say that we are compliant if the template provided is not strictly followed. And so, my dear participants and training team members, I am confident that not only output, but you can also do or deliver the outcome because output is the product of the workshop. But what if or what happened next? That's the outcome. So the outcome for me is first is very soon our division website will be a renovated one or an enhanced division website. And second, that all our schools, if not all, the central schools and the high schools shall be given workshop also or seminar workshop so that they can create their own website compliant to the government standards. And so I would like to thank at this point in time the team comprising this workshop. This is a collaborative effort. I understand there are four groups of personnel or officials collaborating, working hand in hand to conduct this workshop. First is the group of Task Force ICT platform headed by Mr. Fernando Inad. The second is the Task Force Pagbansay, led by the HRLDS Senior Education Program Specialist, Dr. Marites Semeni. Third is uh, the Task Force ICT Infrastructure under the ICTU of Engineer D. Natalan. And the fourth is Task Force Alalay on the M&E of Miss Elizabeth Pido. Meaning there are four teams working hand in hand so that this will be materialized. And the participants I know are also some members of the Task Force ICT platform as well as the members of the ICT infrastructure, and with the special participation of our one BSP representative. And so to the training participants and to the training team, I wish that the outputs and the outcome will be delivered after a week, 1 week interaction or collaboration. But I would just like to emphasize some guiding points or guiding posts, and I will emphasize four as that will serve as your guide in working our enhanced compliant uh, division website. First, it should be user friendly. User friendly in the sense that not all our personnel, especially our field personnel, not all of them are already good in using the internet. So therefore, it should be easily accessible to them. Second, it should be observing the principle of addition, not subtraction. Why? Because I noticed in several divisions that I uh, was assigned, every time that there is enhancement of the website, some of the documents or informations are lost. But here I would like to emphasize that we have to make it sure that it is addition, not subtraction. We will renovate, we will enhance, but somehow it should have the documents intact. No documents that will be lost. Third is it should be adherence to the transparency policy and principle of the government. Why? Because I notice also there are a lot of agencies compliant in format, but when you click the transparency seal, it's empty. It is not compliant because when you say it should be compliant to transparency principle, when you click the transparency seal, all the documents required under the transparency seal must be available and must be accessible to all. And the last one, the fourth one, it should be integrative in setup. Why integrative in setup? Meaning uh, all the existing online platform, social media platform of our unit sections, I am hoping that can be accessed through our division website. I am not telling you that you will clutter or overdose or make the homepage of our website full of those social media platform. That's not what I mean, but I hope that there is one menu or shall we say button or how do you call it that when the client click that particular menu or button, all the links are shown. Those links that our clients will access to. Like for instance, if they want to submit reports, if they want to submit queries, if they want to submit documents, if they want to talk to some sections. So I hope that there is that menu that will link them. That there's no need for them to memorize a lot of websites or social media accounts so that they can access, but they will just memorize the URL for DepEd Bohol website, and here they goes. They can access already to the different existing social media platforms or online platforms. And so with that, uh, again, my dear participants and training team, I wish you good luck. But before closing my welcome message and uh, inspirational message, as you call it, perhaps, allow me to share with you a simple story. I read this story in the internet also, but for the sake of emphasis, for the sake of integration, and linking it to what you're doing today until Friday, allow me to share. Perhaps I will just make some shortcuts because the story, if we will read it verbatim, it's quite long, but I will make some shortcuts just to give emphasis and to redirect our mind that this story will perhaps remind us, inspire us, and guide us. So here it goes. There is this story of a king. I know, you know what we mean by king. There is this one king leading a certain palace or kingdom. But that king is quite different from other kings. Why? Because that king is physically disabled. He has one leg and one eye, and so because he is a king, even or despite his physical disabilities, all the people in the kingdom respected him. But one day the king realized when he visited or roamed around the palace, upon reaching the lobby of the palace, he noticed that there are a lot of portraits of the previous kings, but no portrait of himself as the present king. And then he realized that perhaps there is a problem. Perhaps no people dare to paint him because of his disabilities. And so he called all his people and instructed them to make announcement that there will be a painting contest, and the subject of the contest is to paint the picture of the king, the present king. But after 1 week, no one dared to submit intention to join the contest because all the painters in the palace are afraid that they cannot deliver what is expected, because they are afraid, what if they will paint the real scenario, the real situation that the king is physically disabled, one-eyed and one leg, and the king will get angry to them. They might be killed or they might be banned from entering the palace. So they did not dare to join the contest until one or after several weeks, one of a simple guy, not a well-known painter, submitted. He noticed that he is willing to paint the king. He is willing to make a portrait of the king. And so he was called to the palace. And the rest of the painters told him, asked him whether he is aware of the physical disabilities of the king. And the painter said yes. And so they are surprised. Why? That painter is brave enough. But the painter said, I can do it. I am optimistic that I can paint the best painting that our king will admire and will love to see it. And so, without much ado, he started immediately the painting in a place where no one can see him. No one can see the painting. And to their surprise, it takes him only 1 day to paint the disabled king. And he told the king that he is ready to present. He he make it that the paint will not be visible to others, so he wrap it thoroughly, and so therefore it is a sort of surprise to the other people and to the king how it looks. And so the king called for a general assembly so that all his people, all the people in the kingdom can see the new painting of the king. And to their surprise, when the painter opened and packed the painting, they saw the king riding on a horse on a side view that only one leg is shown to the audience. So therefore, it cannot be detected that the king is has only one leg. And how about the eye? It's very simple. The painter made the king in a hunting mode, as if the king is hunting wild animals. And so the king is bringing with him bow and arrow. And as if in the near distance there is that animal, and so he is now on a sighting mode. So, when you sight something to shoot, you have to close your one eye. And so the king in that portrait is closing his one eye and aiming to shoot the animals in a distance. So, as if the king is not blind, but just closing his one eye, aiming to the object. And so the king is very happy with the painting and he plays it too or display it in the lobby of the palace. My dear participants and training team, this story is simple, but it reminds us that despite challenges, despite disagreements, despite this pandemic, despite some apprehensions, despite those other factors that will hinder us from doing our mandate, but here you are joining forces. So this is a reminder that like that painter, we can transform any adversities or any challenges into opportunity. There is always a solution to any problem. Let us be like that painter that always positive, that he can do his best so that our clients, the public sector, or our teachers, the students, parents, and the community will be happy with what we are doing in the Department of Education. So with that, I thank all of you, both the training team and the participants. Uh, I am just hoping that you keep going and you will not be what we call this. You will not be tired of delivering the goods for the department despite the situations that we are facing in, despite the meager resources we have, despite the low benefits or salaries we receive. But I am hoping that you keep on doing things happily and for the good public service. Because in Deep Ed Bohol, we care for all, behold Bohol. Because according to our Secretary, Leonor Macdoles Bornes, kung handa ang isip, handa ang bukas. Sulong Edo Kalidad.